Alright, I have a confession to make. So, back in the day, before I considered myself an achievement hunter, hey, sometimes even before I would have considered myself a completionist, I would occasionally indulge myself and play through a game on the Epic Game Store. It's something I would never dream of doing now, and for several of those titles that I covered on my channel, I've since gone back personally and recompleted them on valid platforms. One of my favorite of those games, though, ended up being one that I finished even before I started making these videos. A game called What Remains of Edith Finch. I hadn't thought about it in ages until a few days ago I noticed it had popped up on PlayStation Plus, complete with an all-new next-gen upgrade for PS5 users. That sounds to me like the perfect excuse for me to finally 100% complete this game, so I can give you my official take on What Remains of Edith Finch.
Okay, so before we get started, I feel like I have a moral obligation to tell you to just go play this game. I could never and will not be spoiling the main plot, so this video should be a relatively safe watch, but if you are at all on the fence about this one, just go play it. It's absolutely brilliant and totally worth your time. Understood? Alright. Set in Washington State, What Remains of Edith Finch could be described as part walking simulator, part anthology series, with a heavy focus on narrative. You play as the titular Edith Finch, who at only 17 is returning to her childhood home to uncover the mysteries of the family curse that has left her the last surviving Finch. As you make your way through the house, you'll be expected to uncover as many of the secrets that were kept from you in your youth as you possibly can. As you explore the eccentric Finch Manor, you'll gradually uncover various hidden passageways and secret compartments that will allow you to access the many sealed-off bedrooms you were locked out of as a child. Each bedroom tells a story, the story of its occupant's untimely demise. You get to experience the final moments of each family member from their perspective, told in the form of a self-contained segment of gameplay. The style of these stories vary wildly, employing different art styles and spanning a number of different game genres. This is, no holds barred, one of, if not the most immersive titles I have ever had the joy of playing. The immediate first thing that should stand out to anybody as they boot up the game for the first time is the outstanding presentation. The visuals are, in my opinion, near unimpeachable. This is a gorgeous game with excellently detailed environments that are an absolute treat to just exist in. The art direction strikes the perfect balance between a high level of realism and just enough stylization that the game will still look beautiful long after its graphical prowess is no longer up to snuff. The visuals are great, but what really carries this game is the sound design. The majority of your adventure is narrated by Edith, who delivers an impressive performance as she expounds on the details of her childhood and what little she was told about the members of her family. The majority of the stories are also narrated, bringing in an assortment of different characters, all of whom do a great job delivering their lines. All of the dialogue in this game comes complete with subtitles, which appear physically in the world and interact with the environment, creating an absolutely magical effect. Playing through this game with headphones on is like making your way through an interactive storybook. It's completely captivating and leaves you hung on every word. What Remains of Edith Finch also has some of the most enthralling applications of the first-person perspective I have ever seen in a video game. Legitimately, I don't know what it is, but some of these scenes feel VR levels of immersive. I definitely think the many ways you interact with your environment play a factor here. Where other games might simply use a button press, almost every action you're expected to perform in this game is acted out meticulously on the controller. Every move feels intentional and methodical, which helps maintain a really nice pace. If you're playing on PS5, you can even expect some really nice use of the adaptive triggers. From a gameplay perspective, don't expect to be wowed. Like I said earlier, this is pretty much a glorified walking simulator. The real focus is on storytelling. With that being said though, the gameplay does do its job. It's interesting enough to keep your attention, and you never know what you'll be doing next. Exploring the house is a lot of fun. It's filled to the brim with unique and interesting environments that only get more outlandish as time goes on. Like everything else in the game, the level design, for lack of a better term, strikes literally the perfect balance of realism and stylization, taking just enough artistic liberties with reality to keep things interesting without going overboard and feeling completely unrealistic. Like, you've probably never been in a room that looks like this, which is part of what makes it appealing, but at the same time, it's not so outlandish as to shatter immersion. As promised, I'm not really going to discuss the plot all that much, go play it for yourself, but suffice it to say, it's pretty good. One thing I really enjoyed was how almost every story you hear about the Finch family plays with the concept of an unreliable narrator. Most of the so-called accounts tend to more closely resemble tall tales, either coming off as outlandish or having been clearly exaggerated over the years. It's left up to the player to determine how much they believe, which I think really works for this story. In my opinion, the overarching narrative is touching. It's beautifully done and a real tearjerker if I'm being honest, so you might want to come equipped with a box of tissues. It won't take you very long at all to make your way to the end credits. Even if you're taking your time, you aren't looking at more than a 3-hour commitment. From there, my fellow completionists will probably be wondering what they need to do for 100%, and honestly the list is pretty short, consisting of a handful of couple-second-long achievements scattered throughout the game. Once you finish up the story, you can easily replay chapters from the pause menu, so you shouldn't be in for more than 10-20 minutes of cleanup. Easy platinum. This is obviously not the kind of title where achievements are really a big priority, but they definitely engage with the concept in good faith, making for a satisfying, if simple, completion process. I came right out of the gate with it in this one. If this sounds like the kind of experience you are at all interested in, you should play What Remains of Edith Finch. It's an incredibly unique, thoroughly worthwhile journey, and for all you fellow achievement hunters out there, it constitutes an easy notch on your belt. It's available on pretty much every platform under the sun, and it's a beautiful way to spend your afternoon. This is another title I am proud to have on my list of 100% completed games.
And on that note, I think that's pretty much all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, I would really appreciate it if you could show me your enjoyment by dropping a like, sharing the video with your family and friends, or by leaving a comment down below letting me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. And hey, while you're down there, feel free to pop by the description where I have so helpfully linked all of my social media along with any of the music that I used in this video. I'll see you next time. I need to go get some more tissues.